guys, welcome to another lesson for today. And our lesson is about, it is actually a review about some pre-algebra lessons. These are very basic things that you will need to note in order for you to be good in solving variables or numbers or integers, okay? So I have listed 5 items here, and we will go through them one by one, alright? So without much further ado, let's go to number 1. So number 1, we have a plus a plus a plus a. This is actually adding like terms in algebra. So if you are adding like terms, then you just simply count how many a's are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will say that there are 4 a's. So 4a. So a plus a plus a plus a is 4a. Alright. You can add them because they are like terms. How about number 2? A times a times a times a. So what will happen? So according to the laws of exponent, in which we already learned, each a here has an exponent of what? 1. So a to the power of 1, and this is another a to the power of 1, and this is another a to the power of 1, and this is another a to the power of 1. So what will happen? So a times a times a times a, according to the laws of exponent, we will do like this. A, and we will need to add the exponent. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So our answer is a raised to the power of 4. That is our answer. To compare it with number 1, you can see that if we will add, we will just need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and our answer is 4a. If we will multiply, we will add the exponent, and then there's our answer. How about number 3? Number 3 is what we call a distributive property of multiplication. So here's how it goes. So we have a quantity b plus 2. This is quantity, 2 parentheses. This means that a should be distributed to these 2 terms, b and 2. Okay? So let's simplify this now. So first thing that you will need to do is you will multiply a times b. And what is a times b? Now we cannot actually combine them, right? Because they do not have, or according to the laws of exponent, they do not have the same base, right? So what we will do is we will just put them together, ab. Okay? So a times b is ab. How about how about this one? So, alright, so first we distribute it to b, and then the next step is we distribute it to 2. So a times 2, we cannot also combine them, alright? So because they have the same, or they do not have the same base. So what we can do is we can still pair them. So 2a. So this is our answer. Okay? For number 4, 14, then we have quantity negative 2k plus 9. So what we will do? First, we will distribute. We have minus 13 here. So what we will do? First, we will distribute this one. Okay? Because according to PEMDAS, we will first evaluate the terms inside the parentheses. And since we cannot evaluate negative 2k plus 9 because they cannot be added, we will now multiply 14 or distribute 14 to negative 2k plus 9. So here's how it goes. So we will first multiply 14 to negative 2k. So first, okay, so we actually have 3 steps in evaluating things like this. So the first thing that you will need to look at is the sign. What is the sign that I will use? The second is multiply the numbers. And third is you will multiply the variables. Very easy. So here's how it goes. So 14 is positive, okay? And negative 2k, this is a negative number. So from your lesson on multiplication of integers, how we will evaluate this sign. So we've learned that negative times, positive times negative, the answer is negative. So we will write here negative. So we have our sign. What's the next step? Numbers. So we will multiply the numbers. 14 times 2, very good. So 28. Then variables. Do we have a variable here? Nothing, right? Do we have? Yes, k. So we will just write k, right? At is, since there's no other variables that we can multiply with k. Next, first sign 14. Is this positive or negative? Positive. How about this? Positive or negative? Positive. So positive times positive, positive. How about 14 times 9? So 14 times 9 is, we have 90 plus 36. 90 plus 36, that is 126. Alright? So 126. Now we have minus 13. Okay, so we have negative 28k plus 126 minus 13. So which of these 3 numbers we can still simplify? So we cannot simplify negative 28k because there's no other terms here that has a k variable. Okay? How about 126 and 13? Yes, we can still simplify that. So to solve this further, we will have to write negative, let's erase this. So we have negative 28k, and then 126 minus 13, we will have positive plus 113. And this is our answer. Okay? So, to recap, what we did is first, we distribute 14 to this number. And doing the distribution means that you will first consider the sign, next the numbers, and next the variables. And then after, we simplify it further by subtracting 13 to 126. How about number 5? Let's go to number 5. So we have negative 6 plus 16 plus 9s plus 7s. So how do we do this? Okay. So we have negative 6 plus, and we have positive 16. So we have negative 6 plus positive 16. So addition of integers. So we have 2 different signs. Alright? 2 different signs, and we will need to subtract. So 16 minus 6, we will have the answer of 10. And which is bigger, 6 or 16? The answer is very good, 16. And 16 is positive, so therefore, since 16 is the bigger number, then we will make 10 a positive number. And also, no need to write this, since if you don't write a plus symbol to a number, it is considered to be positive. How about this? 9s plus 7s. 9 plus 7 that is 16. And since we are adding, there's no need to change the exponent, so just write s. So 9s plus 7s is equal to 10s. So here are things to remember further. You cannot add a plus b because you cannot combine them. So the answer is still a plus b. X plus y is still x plus y. That is the simplest term. You cannot add them as well. But if you will say a plus a, this will become 2a. If you will say 4a plus 2a, this will become 6a, not 6a squared. Why? Because you are not multiplying. You are just adding. So when you add, you do not change the exponent. Is that understood? Okay, so this is understood. This is understood. How about multiplication? A times b. The answer is just ab. You cannot combine them as well using the laws of exponent because they have this different base. So the same with x times y. The answer is still the same, xy. How about if I will say a times a? The answer is a to the power of 2 or a squared. Let's do this. How about 4a times 2a? So first, this is our pattern. Sign. So positive, positive. So it would be positive. Numbers. 2 times 8 or 4 times 2, that would be 8. 8 times a, that would be a squared. Alright? So there is a difference between adding and multiplying variables. So please take note of this step. This is really useful. And also please take note of this shortcuts or steps, so that when you will solve much complex mathematical equations, then you will not get confused in doing the solutions, because you already learned that you cannot combine variables with the same base. You can only add variables with the same bases, so a plus a, and so on. Alright? So yeah, so that is our lesson for this week. Hopefully you can get higher marks on your activities. So this is your teacher Tylus. Stay awesome, guys, and always be a math hero. Goodbye.